Welcome, Christian, to the call. Super excited to have you. For those of you watching, Christian is an extremely successful student. He's only been selling for about a month now, and he is doing some incredible numbers. So I wanted to get him on here today for all of you watching this to ask some very simple questions that you might have right now, but also Christian just has some great advice. And so I'm going to just open this up and ask Christian a few questions, a little bit about his journey so that everyone watching can understand where he was, where he is now, and kind of where he's going. So, Christian, let me start by asking you, why did you want to start an Amazon FBA business?
That's a good question. I looked at it for a while, and I think the thing that was most attractive for me was not being tied to a job or a certain place, having the freedom of mobility. My wife is from Denmark, and we'd always had a dream to live over there at some point. But I found it hard, just like language barriers and things, to get a job that I wanted there. But I thought, what if I could make passive income and have the possibilities to move there? And now I'm starting to be able to see that possibility become a reality. So that's huge for us.
Awesome. Yes, that ability to have financial freedom to kind of live life on your own terms, do what you want. And the amazing part about it is that Amazon FBA allows you to do that from anywhere in the world, and any time of the day. You're not bound by anything. You kind of do what you want when you want, and it's an incredible opportunity that we have through this business model. So like I said earlier, you've been wildly successful pretty darn quick, quicker than most people. In your first few weeks, you had already started to generate over $2,000 a day. So let me ask you, what was that feeling like that very first time you reached that milestone of $2,000?
Um, Surprise. I mean, a bit of surprise, honestly, because you obviously want it to go that way, but you're nervous about how long it'll take. And I sort of prepped myself for it to take a long time to get to that level of success, but I was pretty happy and surprised with how fast things went. And I think it was kind of a testament to doing like your due diligence right as you've laid it out in the program and in the modules. You sort of learn how to make yourself successful from day one. And so for me, that was huge. Like having the blueprint and like putting in that work early as I listened to the models really helped it to take off as soon as I had the product.
Absolutely. And so you kind of already spoke about it just a little bit right there, but what role did the private label accelerator program and mentorship play in you becoming successful? Because, so many people come through this program and they do achieve success, but how were you able to achieve this incredible amount of success so quickly?
Yeah, it was huge because I mean I had the desire to do it, and you can want to do it a lot and all day long if you want, but that doesn't mean you're going to be successful. What helped me was well, to be successful, I feel like you have to know what to focus on. Like there's power in focus. And when you're looking at YouTube and searching stuff for FBA, like there's so many things, it's hard to know what to focus on. But during the modules and the mentorship from you, it's just like, hey, this is a big deal, or hey, this is not a big deal. Don't stress about that. So it sort of allows you to allocate the right amount of time to the things that are important. So for me, that was everything because it let me like it took my desire to be successful and it put it in the right places. So
Yeah, awesome. It really just comes down to that execution, right? Because people can want it, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to execute. And so there's a very, very big difference between those two types of people. Let me ask you this. What was your number one fear about starting an Amazon FBA business, and how did you overcome that fear?
yeah, well, I mean, I think I'd be surprised if this wasn't everyone's biggest fear. It's just like putting in money to something and having no idea, like not being able to really see having experience of like what's gonna happen after you put that money in. So my biggest fear was being stuck with inventory and just like having this product that I didn't know how to get rid of and no one was buying it. And another big fear was like your competition. When you go on Amazon, there's so many sellers out there. But when I started learning the module, it teaches you how like you have to find products that aren't already so saturated. and there's a lot of them. Like as you look through some of the tools that you give us, there's a lot of products out there that no one's taken yet. So
Awesome. Yeah, great answer. So let me ask you a follow-up question. You in 3 or 4 days, no, actually, I think it's 2 or 3 days, Amazon is going to pay you $7,000 straight to your bank account. What is that feeling like? And obviously, in the months to come, that number is going to grow exponentially and much, much quicker. So considering your very first paycheck from Amazon is going to be $7,000, what does that mean to you, to your wife, to kind of your future? Like, can you help put that into words?
like it's changed sort of the trajectory that I feel like I was on and we were on as a family, just because like that's given me a new outlet for pursuing things that I want to do, and it also sort of raised the ceiling of what I thought was possible. Like when I started, that kind of paycheck from Amazon would have been like, and it is big, but that would have been huge. But like now, after going through it, I see the potential for even more. So it just makes me excited. It makes me want to put it back in and keep using the modules. And that's kind of the benefit of investing in yourself through this program, is like it just keeps paying off because you're going to keep putting that money back in and learning more. And the modules don't ever really age because it's just like tried and true Amazon
Right.
knowledge.
So how surprised were you when you saw how fast your products were being sold?
Oh, I was pretty blown away. I actually thought it was a glitch or something on the app.
It is. It's pretty crazy. And that's one of the things that I try and tell people. I'm like, I understand that the fear is, listen, I'm going to have to put some money into this. Will it work out? But I'm always telling them there are so many people shopping on Amazon every single day coming directly for you. You don't need to be worried about, am I going to be able to sell? Because as long as you follow, what's taught in the private label accelerator mentorship program, you will be able to come out successful and you will be able to generate those sales. So Christian, my last question for you is, again, a lot of people watching this, a lot of people want that success, right? The average American probably makes around $50,000 a year. You are already on track to do much, much more than that within your very first month of selling with only one product. Obviously, you and I both know you're looking into other products. You're looking to scale this. This is going to become a six-figure business for you very, very quickly. So looking back for all of those people that have hesitations about starting an Amazon FBA business, what advice would you give to these people?
Yeah, this is the advice that I have, I wish someone would have told me. Um, and it's this. It's like you might feel like you might have people in your life telling you like, oh, that's risky to put money into that. That's risky. I feel like that's the vibe that I got when I was starting. But then one time the thought kind of hit me. It's like what's really risky is just like doing a 9 to 5, where your only income is from your job. Like that's risky. What if you get hurt? What if you lose your job? That seems like it's the risk. So for me, um, all I have to say is like put your trust in Parker's experience. That's what I did. And that's kind of hard to do, to put your trust in someone else, but he's going to help you figure out the tools that you need. He's going to give you, like I say, he's going to tell you where to focus your time and energy. And if you put in the work and like you do it kind of the letter of the law as the program outlines, you're not going to fail.
Absolutely. And so, sorry, another question for you. Last question, I promise. But you just mentioned in that last kind of, that last little segment that some people were telling you that this was a risky thing to do. Have you been able to tell your family, your friends, your coworkers, like, hey guys, look at my phone. I just made $7,000 in 2 weeks. Like, and if so, what have their responses been? Like, how are you feeling about that? Like, shed some light on that for all the kind of naysayers out there.
Yeah, I mean, prove them wrong. And if that person is yourself, like do it. Prove yourself wrong that you can do something like this. I think that's actually, I mean, for me, I know there's always people in your life that like are, you know, maybe that's too risky or something. But for me, it was always myself that was the hardest to convince. Like I feel like once you convince yourself that you're gonna do this, that's the key. But it's definitely nice to tell some of the people who, you know, told you it was risky that it's paying off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Christian. Everyone, again, Christian, he is a potential six-figure seller here very, very soon. Like I said, he just started, but he's seeing some massive results. He's got more products on the way. And so thank you, Christian, for your time. Really appreciate it. And everyone follow Christian Soup.